welcome to another episode of the Starter Girls Podcast with your host, Jennifer Loading.
And Brianna Drelas. And together we are the Starter Girls.
Where extraordinary decisions produce extraordinary results. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. Today's episode is brought to you by Walt Mills, photographer of Glad Models Agency. If you are here in the Dallas or surrounding area looking for some photography work, check out Walt Mills. You can learn more about him and his work at photosbywalt.com. We also want to give a shout out to our friends at Studio Dallas. The Studio Dallas is the best kept secret in the Dallas podcasting world. If you are looking for a studio with top-notch technology, video, and audio recording capabilities, as well as a production team to help things go smoothly, then check out the Studio Dallas. You can reach out to us at startergirls@gmail.com for more information.
We'd also love to keep in touch with you, so head over to startergirlswithaz.com and pick up a free gift that we have for you. We're actually going to help you up-level your decision-making skills because, as Miss Jennifer always says, it all starts with a decision, right?
That's right.
Head over to startergirls.com and pick up yours today.
All right, I think we are ready to get things started. We got a guest in the studio today. We're excited.
Baby.
All right, today is a great day to be brave. You might as well start now. You have the power to change your circumstances any day you decide. Let today be that day. Rise up. Be amazing. Be you. Do you. All right, my friends, I am super excited to welcome our guest to the show today. We have Miss Chef Michelle Collins in studio. Yay. She has over 15 years of special event catering and 5 years of private chef services in private households, specializing in all aspects of culinary services. She says to consider Chef Michelle as your all-in-one that will travel from your winter home in the mountains to your vacation home near the beach, providing total healthy food service to you and your establishment. In 2018, Chef Michelle Collins' life was forever changed when she was introduced to CBD for chronic back pain due to a motor vehicle accident she had in October of 2015. With an appetite for knowledge, she learned to combine food and cannabis in creative ways that are both nutritious and help alleviate serious health issues. She's been professionally trained at Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts. She's cooked with several of Dallas' renowned restaurant chefs, sports athletes, corporate owners, and A-list celebrities, and has also appeared, is that Ion?
Yes.
All right, Ion TV Network with a season-running commercial. So we are super excited to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is so nice. Very nice. I sincerely appreciate meeting you guys and being on board with you. This is phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, this is going to be great. And you have such great energy. We met at a networking event. I want to say, was it maybe a little over a month ago or so?
Yes, ma'am.
And she was actually sent to me by another friend. She came up to me. She says, I heard you have a podcast and I need to talk to you. So this is how it goes at networking events. So I always get that. Somebody says you have a podcast and I need to talk to you about it.
I need to talk to you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I guess let's jump into this and let's talk about how this came about for you, because I'm not a cook at all. Not a cook at all. So tell us, was this like, did you come out of the womb and decided you wanted to be a chef, or is this like a thing that just kind of happened for you?
Well, you know what? From the very, very beginning, I'll tell you, the oldest of 11 siblings. I have 29 nieces and nephews, and one thing about those baby birds, they always want to eat. My father is a carpenter, so he's always using his hands. My mom does upholstery, so she's always using her hands. My grandmother, she does hair. My grandfather was working at a bank and everything, so he was always the head janitor running things. And just using your hands for everything. I just picked it up as far as just cooking with grandma, feeding and helping as far as taking care of the family and stuff like that. And then from that point on, I just had the passion and the love. I've traveled the world doing medical billing and adjustments. I've always, from one job to the other, I've always been the cook, or more or less the person that would bring everyone together for fine food, finding amazing restaurants. Because again, when you break bread, being the oldest sibling of 11 children from Winfield, Louisiana, when you break bread, no matter where you come from, you're considered family. And when we eat together, we work together, we travel together, it just creates an overall sense of family and friends that is just unbreakable. So just with that, you think what's common sense to you is common sense to everyone. So the peach cobbler, the socket to cake, the dirty rice, or the cornbread dressing, all of that we do as Southerners. And then we travel from California to Arizona, and I'm thinking that it's common sense, and it's not, and everything. So, but enjoying the cuisine from one state to another is absolutely amazing. And then just kind of dissecting what's inside of it, from the rosemary, the thyme, the wine, the fresh herbs and everything. That makes a huge difference. And from that point on, I just thought to myself, you know what? Let me get out of the game of doing medical billing. Let me get into Le Cordon Bleu, see exactly what this game is really, really all about, and then just kind of run with it from there. And when I got into school, I was like, oh my goodness, there's more to this than just cooking, the sauteing, the simmering, the dicing, the slicing. When you have a love for it, when you're used to feeding family and friends, it comes second nature. And again, it's the camaraderie of bringing everyone together. And that is absolutely huge for me. So I don't meet a stranger.
Yeah.
So great. Well, and, it's like combining that talent with the passion, because, we always say it's like you have to cook with love.
Yes, you
right?
do.
You
Yes,
have
you do.
to cook with heart.
Yes, you do. That's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Food tastes better when you do.
It tastes so much better when it does. So that kind of got started for me there. From that point on, I've just, again, just kind of traveling all over. But then I thought to myself, let me get indulged. Let me see exactly what this is all about. And then really start networking with some amazing players. And Le Cordon Bleu bought that for me. 2008, 2010, I've met some amazing people. I'm still in contact with them. The thing about it is I was in a motor vehicle accident in 2014 where I've had to where a commercial truck ran the light in Irving. And as I have hips and everything, so needless to say, when I got out of the car seat, it was this small. With that being said, I've had the shoulder surgery here, going down the left arm. I've also had the knee surgery and the lower back surgery. So as things would have it, love my passion, love what I'm doing. I didn't want to give it up. But taking the opioids for 3 years was just grueling. You could never lose the weight. The Cymbalta, the gabapentin, the meloxicam, the hydrocodone, all those things that you were eating just to be able to function and stand up on concrete floors Monday through Friday just to cook. When I realized how phenomenal cannabis was, and a friend introduced me to CBD, for me to get up in the morning and not have to grab the side of the table before I can go into work and everything, I was like, oh my God, what is this? This plant is everything. I started deep diving into the makeup of what that consists of, and then how to infuse that into the foods for health and wellness. I used myself as a guinea pig is what I did. So I started trying it on Michelle to see how it feels with my equilibrium as I stand on the concrete floors for 8 hours out of the day. How does it feel as far as infusing the hemp powder and the hemp seeds into the breakfast and then also into lunch. I started as far as just deep diving into the plant itself to see the compounds and what it's made of. Again, just using myself as a guinea pig, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is golden. Now, I've heard a lot about CBD. I started studying the chefs that are up in California, Nevada, where it's legal and everything. And I was looking at what they bring to the table and then how they were infusing the foods. And I'm like, we have hemp that's legal, CBD. And I just wanted to see how I can put that into the food for people with their equilibrium and then kind of feeling off balanced. And that's how I kind of started with that.
Well, and a couple of things that were coming to mind, because I have taken a lot of those medications that you were talking about, because I have a nerve condition in my face. And so I know the side effects of those. Okay. And so the thing that's interesting to me, because I remember going through all that, how I had to do a lot of alternative things. I went into acupuncture, oils, meditation. Right. I did a lot of things. So I'm a big advocate for alternative things to heal, because living on that kind of medication is no life. It is not.
It's not.
And, I remember being on that and being very much like, I don't like to be controlled. I don't like to be on something. So the entire time that I was on, I was worried about being addicted to the medication. Exactly. So I was wrestling with my doctor. Like, I was having these conversations about, I want off, and he says, you can't get off. Your blood pressure is too high, but I want off. I mean, it was like this inner struggle I was dealing with. So I love that. And I think, what an awesome way to put it in there in your cuisine.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
The other thing that I think is so neat too is that, you talked about earlier about food, because when I think of food, it's for a lot of us, when I was growing up, food was like the center of everything. So graduation, birthdays, everything was centered around those meals. So what a positive, I feel it's like a positive thing that you're able to do, because not only are you creating those bonds, but you're helping people that have
Oh my
ailments
goodness.
too.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
It's so incredible.
You know, the weird thing about it is going through this pandemic, everyone is hurting.
Yeah.
Everyone is in pain. Everyone is dealing with something. And that's what I've come to realize. You know, I'm thinking my pain is at the top level, and it's not.
Yeah.
And just coming out of this and just trying to get back to reality right now, and a sense of being with everyone. I'm just talking to more and more people that are dealing with anxiety, that are dealing with depression, that are dealing with the feeling of feel like they're drowning and everything. And if I tell you, just even the CBD helps relieve that and help you feel like yourself again and everything, that has been golden.
Yeah.
But again, the different compounds that's inside of CBD, to know what each one of those are, has been amazing.
Wow.
So prior to the pandemic, I was on private jets, flying from one end of the United States to another, and really, really enjoying it. There's a gentleman that I was working for that has a 300-acre ranch near Laredo, Texas. All these amazing CEOs come to the table, and they go out, and they go out quail hunting is what they do. So these are hunters. These are top-notch gurus. I've been into some amazing jet planes. Oh my God, that has been phenomenal. And I did that for 8 months. And then all of a sudden, March, the end of March, when did the pandemic start?
It was about that
the
time,
1st of March, and then everything came to a halt and a standstill. Cynthia gave me a call, my business partner, and she was like, Michelle, I don't know if you know, you're out in the wilderness. Do you realize that the country is shutting down right now? Get home before you can't. You know, and everything. So she and I had that conversation. She's like, whatever you need to do. So my boss got everybody lined up, everything together, and we ended up coming home, and everything just went to a standstill. So you know how a lot of chefs are feeling right about now, as far as being a chef in restaurant services, in the hospitality industry, and that coming to a complete standstill. So with getting back out there right now, I thought to myself, well, now we have to revamp. We got to revitalize, and we got to turn the hat in a different direction. So with that being said, I've had another chef that saw a few things I was doing with CBD. Chef Cassandra, absolutely amazing lady, been in the industry for a long time. She's like, Chef, I see that you are cooking with CBD. Have you thought about getting your certification for that? And I said, well, I've looked in a few colleges up north. And she said, no, right here at ACF, you can get your cert, and you can do this. You can do this right now, she said, for the ball players you were working with before. And I was like, oh my goodness, amazing. So I just deep dive into it is what I did. Wow. So for about 4 or 5 months, just had the books. I did the studying. I played in the kitchen with the butters, the oils, the coconut oil, the meat, the milks and everything, to see exactly how to infuse it. Again, just kind of cooking with it for myself. And then around October, I started, as far as just with the pandemic, we started doing nice intimate parties, because you know Hotel Zaza, the restaurants closed down, and so did the bars close down. So we started doing really, really nice intimate date night dinners at Hotel Zaza and also Hotel W. And I would bring in Cynthia because she's a certified bartender, and she would do the mocktails. I would come in and do a 4-course meal, already have everything kind of prepped out and everything, and just make it absolutely amazing. I would collaborate with event planners. We would come in and do nice date night dinners. We did this for about 6 months during the pandemic, and It was amazing. So again, revitalizing, revamping, trying to come up with a different scheme in order to really get out there in that hospitality industry and feed people during this time frame. That was amazing and a lot of fun for us. So again, just with coming in, I would collab with event planners. We would come in and do the nice mocktails. I would do a nice, really amazing dinner, and then the event planner would set them up with a massage or either a carriage ride. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So collaborating in different entities as far as being able to bring amazing dinners and experiences to the table was so much fun.
I'm like thinking about this.
So
I'm
much
like, it
fun.
sounds fun.
Yes, ma'am. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we did that and everything during the holiday season. Then I just went full-fledged and just started doing a lot of the edibles. When you go back and forth to a lot of the CBD stores, you don't see really good quality edibles on the shelf. So you're not looking at your truffles. You don't see anything as far as a nice strawberry and basil infused banana nut muffin and everything. So we were just taking different concepts, tweaking them. And again, because I'm an herbalist, I love the rosemary, the thyme, the lavender. I started doing this with my grandmother back in the day. So it just kind of perfected itself with me going to Le Cordon Bleu. And then just with even working for ball players, being in their homes, cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and bringing amazing meals to the table for them and their family and their friends. So when the kids have birthday parties, or when something's going on with the college and stuff like, or with schools and everything, I would always be the one bringing a little bit of a team, being their direct chef, but then bringing a nice little team, and then serve them and make the food delicious, beautiful, and fun.
Oh my goodness!
So when you come from a large family, that's exactly what it's all about.
Yeah.
But again, with me having all the pains with the shoulder, the lower back, and the knee, I know what it's like that a lot of people go through as far as not just being depressed because you're hurting, not just being depressed because we can't go out anywhere, but even just bringing amazing meals to the table and sharing that, and it revitalizes your body from the inside out. It's golden. We all have an endocannabinoid system in our body that is just like anything. It's malnutrition. Your endocannabinoid system actually works with your immune system. It works with your digestive system. It is the main function of your body, and we're depleted, and cannabis gives us that. So that is the amazing thing about it. It's not just, you're not just getting high.
Yeah,
you're feeding your body because we already have that in us.
So I have a question for you, because I saw on your site, like, you're doing like these workshops and stuff. So these people, like, because I'm assuming that you're holding these workshops so these people can find out about this, because it's like you're not just slipping this in there and going, oh, all of a sudden I just put this in there. So is that what you're doing? You have these events where people can like see these? Are they online? Are they coming in person?
Yes, ma'am. What I'm doing right now, I've hosted several. We've hosted 2 events for last year in November and December, as far as cooking with cannabis, infusing your foods, learning to infuse the oils. And the one thing about it is, it looks so easy when you see it on television. Right. Everyone wants to take advantage of this because it looks like it's so easy to do it. But if you do the wrong thing, you can create botany. And you don't want to lay people out like that. So you need to be very careful. Right. And you don't want to microdose too strong or too heavy, because the bottom line is you want people to elevate and enjoy themselves as they're eating it and everything. But the amazing thing about it is you have your CBD, and you also have your THC. Again, I'm cooking with CBD. I'm cooking with hemp. I use a lot of the Yellow Rose Farm product. I love it because I get their beautiful buds. Whenever I'm doing events and parties, I try to make sure I lay out the seasonings. And one of the seasonings that I use as amazing ingredient is definitely the hemp itself. So I usually have a lot of the buds, and where I get that from, because there's no herbicides, there's no pesticides, there's no metals. The gentleman uses reverse osmosis. Yellow Rose Farm product is amazing. So I try to vet every single product that I use to make sure we have a delicious meal every single time. And then the one thing that I use is also the Zali CBD. When I realized this was my golden for the past 2 years in order to heal Michelle. So there's berry, there's lemon, and there's also raw. If I'm doing a dinner where there's a little bit of lamb, I'll use the raw because it's a little bit more potent. If I'm doing a nice dessert for you, I'll use the lemon, because the lemon kind of brings out that little citrus on the inside of the food or your dessert. And if I'm doing something with your berries, your raspberries, and your strawberries, I'm definitely going to use the berry CBD. And that makes a huge difference, again, as far as food flavor, the quality, and making it beautiful. Because bottom line is, I want everything to be delicious and over the top.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I am too.
I don't do bland food in no shape, form, or fashion. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm getting hungry. We talked about food in the last. We talked about chicken in the last show we did. Now we're talking. Yes, we're talking about chicken. Now we're gonna be talking about more food. I'm hungry.
That's right.
And she's talking about making it all healthy and herby and all this, and I'm over here like picturing. I'm like picturing. Can we take her to her house and cook us some food?
I can do that. I can do that.
I'm like,
so, is this like, we live in Dallas? Is this legal here?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is. There is a QR code that you want when you're trying to look for any type of CBD product that you put in your body.
Yeah.
You definitely want a QR code on it that has a certificate of analysis to let you know exactly where they're getting it from and then what's in it. Because once again, we talked about, we don't want anything with metal. We don't want anything with pesticides or herbicides. We want to make sure we have an amazing product. And bottom line is, this isn't cheap. So when I come to the table to do dinners,
you bringing it.
You're looking at the butter, you're looking at the oil and everything, but you don't know the 8 to 12 hour process that it's taking me to infuse it and to treat it before I even start cooking with it. So there's a lot to this game than what you imagine. Oh. And there are some amazing players. You already know that Martha Stewart is in this. You already know that Whoopi Goldberg is a part of this. What's the lady from Greece? The one that I love. Yes. She even has her own farm with her daughter, which is absolutely amazing. You know, so
Wow.
there's so
Yeah.
many big players in this game, and the chefs nowadays are taking this over the top, and we want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
This is what was the last time I checked? The last time I checked, this is a $32.7 billion industry.
Yeah, I could see that definitely.
And the CBD doesn't cook out when you're putting
Well,
oil.
I try my best. I do not try to heat. I do not heat this over anything over 240. So I will use it more or less of a finishing sauce because I don't want to break down those compounds.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that this stays true to the game, and I want to make sure that you have a nice feeling. Nothing with THC. This is 0.3% THC. So that's the amazing part right there. But on the flip end of that, if I'm working for a ball player or working for someone that has epilepsy or HIV, if they have a medical marijuana card and they bring the product to the table, I can cook with it.
cook
Dice,
with theirs.
slice, simmer, saute,
Gotcha.
fry it, everything.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm loving it.
Yes, ma'am.
You got it going on.
Oh, it's a lot. It's
Okay,
a lot
so
to this.
I know.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I because you cook, I want to ask kind of a fun question because we could be here for a while. We got so much here. So, what is your favorite thing to cook?
Wow.
What's your favorite? I know you like herbs. We got that.
I
You
love
like the
herbs.
herbs.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything in particular that you really just?
I'm a Southern girl at heart. I'm a Southern girl at heart. So even a nice, amazing dinner. Again, I mentioned the lamb. Lamb is so delicate and an amazing meat. For a brief moment, everything you saw was steak, but an amazing lamb, pre-marinated, and then serving that out with a nice asparagus bundle wrapped in bacon. That's absolutely phenomenal. Doing an amazing lemon risotto. I talked about a lemon product, that CBD. Just even dropping it around the finishing end of that. A lemon risotto is absolutely phenomenal as far as the base, and then you have your nice lamb chops on top of it and a great sauce.
Yeah.
And doing your microgreens, it's beautiful, it's easy, it's simple, and it's over the top delicious. Yes, ma'am. And I did a lot of that.
Lamb chop lollipop.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Those are
I'm thinking
phenomenal.
about butter right now. I got the butter on my head because I love butter. Like I can put butter on steak.
Everything.
Yes, butter on
Yes, ma'am.
everything. Like a good steak with butter on it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I bet you make amazing butter. That's
Oh,
all
my
I'm
goodness.
saying. I bet it's good.
I do. Clarifying
good.
the butter, and then the amazing butter that I'm killing right now is an Amish butter at Central Market.
Oh yeah.
At Central Market, that Amish butter, and I think it comes in a 2-pound block. Well, I know it comes in a 2-pound block because I buy 10 at a time. It comes in a 2-pound block. The fat content is in that is 85%, and the fat content with that 85% holds more to those flavonoids inside of the hemp, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. So I try to show up and show out whenever we do events. So what I have going on right now is next Saturday. We're doing a Cooking with Cannabis class at Venture X.
Okay.
Is what we're doing. It's going to be amazing.
Is that the one in Frisco?
That's going to be in
Okay,
Frisco.
Frisco.
Yes, ma'am. At the Stonebrook location. We're also going to be inviting a few radio stations going to be present, just as well as I should be on Good Morning Texas here in the next couple of weeks.
Bam!
Yes, ma'am. So that's going to be
Rockstar.
absolutely phenomenal. Give me some. That's going to be
Rockstar.
amazing.
Yes,
So I'm looking
good
forward
for
to that.
you.
Talking about health and wellness, cooking
Yeah.
with cannabis, making sure we heal the body. And I know a lot of times, again, just as far as being out of balance, a lot of the players that suffer from CTE. I've been a private chef for, can I say their names?
You can, yes,
awesome,
tell us.
awesome.
Tell
I've been a
us.
private chef for
I've done-
Jermaine O'Neal, for Kurt Thomas. I've done parties at Dirk Davinsky's house, at his home. I've worked with some amazing chefs in the industry. And you know, life is not about what you know, but who you know.
Right.
And these big boys in the kitchen, I've been requested over and over and over again, and that has been a blessing for me.
That's amazing.
That's the way I've been able to travel. That's the way I've been able to kind of move
Yeah.
around from Houston, Texas. We have Cooking with Cannabis classes scheduled in Houston, Texas, Augusta, Georgia, on a military base, in San Antonio. So we're going to be going down there, is what we're doing. And then also, what am I forgetting? Oh, Mansville, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Mansville and
Yeah,
everything.
still in Mansville,
So
yeah.
I'm definitely moving around with
exciting.
Cooking with Cannabis, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good for you.
Because people are
Congratulations.
hurting. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I just love to give. And again, being the oldest of 11 siblings, what brings people together is food. And they're just having a really good
That's right.
heart
Give
and a
them
good
healthy
spirit.
food.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
healthy food.
Oh my goodness, and just having a really good heart and spirit. Whenever I get done with events and stuff like that, if the mood is right and I'm feeling myself and everything is great, I will even sing a song a cappella. So when you have a chef,
Oh my goodness.
you have a chef that comes in and can give you a nice little song, they're like, oh my goodness, your food is amazing, your
It's
preference is
healthy,
great,
and she
it's
can
healthy,
sing.
and you can sing. And it's just a little something I do on the side.
Yeah,
you know?
good for you.
So I just like having fun with this.
That's so awesome.
Good
That's
for
so
you.
Awesome.
Well, I do have a fun question
Yes,
too.
ask her a fun question.
So I know that you've done a lot of travels,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I'm curious where you enjoy, like what country you enjoy eating at the most, like the cuisine. When you travel, like if you could think of, oh my gosh, when I go to this country, this is my favorite country to go for the food. Because there's countries that are beautiful, but food, nah. But what about for the food?
To be honest with you, Colorado. Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
I was really, really impressed with their downtown, with their airport. Number one, is beautiful.
Their
Have you seen the
airport
airport?
is
It's
cool.
beautiful.
I've been in there, yes.
Super duper cool. When the plane was coming in and we were looking at the airport out the window, I'm like, oh my God, it looked futuristic. Absolutely beautiful. But the food, downtown, the people, the presentation, I was just blown away. Absolutely blown away. And then also, even being in Fresno, California, I found some great restaurants, some nice little dives that serve amazing, amazing food.
Wow,
So your
what a
fresh
surprise.
avocado, your fresh sprouts, your nice brioche bread, a nice glass of wine, a nice Chateaubriand, all of that to the table. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And that inspired me. So I've traveled the world, again, doing medical billing and medical adjustments. But being a foodie and bringing people together, they're like, Michelle, where are we going to go out to eat? Where are we going to have dinner this time? And even, the weird part about it is even getting on the road, being in Des Moines, Iowa, Fresno, California, Sheldon, Connecticut, traveling all over doing medical billing and adjustments, everyone getting together as far as wanting to find a nice restaurant to eat. And then they turn around and say, we're in this hotel room. We're in extended stay. Do you mind marinating my chicken for me? Can you marinate my halibut for me? Can you marinate my vegetables for me? I'm like, oh my goodness, did I sign up for this?
Yeah, I wasn't in the plan.
But again, like I said, just bringing people together always made it possible for us to get the job done, number one. And then we always look forward to figuring out what nice restaurant we're going to go to for next. And that was so much fun. That's awesome. To this day, I did that for 2006, 7, 8, 9. I think I sat home for a brief moment. No. 2000, yes, before Le Cordon Bleu and everything. I sat home for a brief moment, then I got back on the road again, and to this very day, I still have friends and family calling me from all walks of life, all different nationalities, still asking, it's the holiday season, what are you cooking? You know? So that is amazing, just to be able to have that camaraderie years later. And then they see what I'm doing. They kind of see that you still stand with the game, you're still feeding people, you're still talking about food and everything. And then Cynthia tells me all the time, you're going to stop taking cookbooks to bed with you. But it's just what I do. And then too, just learning what to do as far as a healing process for cannabis. I want to make sure that I'm giving the best that I possibly can when I infuse the food. And that's what awesome. I do. That's what it is.
Well, I definitely can tell you are passionate about
that's
it.
Right.
And I think that's awesome. Because listen, you got to love what you do. That is for sure, right? And I get told that a lot too because I get excited and I like to talk about it.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
It's all good. I think what you're doing is awesome.
Keep
it up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
So if our listeners want to learn more about this, about your cooking, all this great stuff, where do we want to send them?
Well,
where
you
do we
can
take
just
them?
go right to www.chefscreations.net and that's CREA chefs CHEFS creations creations.net, and then or you can just hit me at chefmichelle.com. So you can always email me. And again, even the name, there's no I, there's no C, MESHELLE, because I want to make sure people can reach me and not the other Michelle, because there are 2 or 3 others just out there.
Michelle.
Yes, ma'am. In Frisco, Texas. So right now, the amazing thing about it is, ladies, I'm the only certified cannabis chef in Frisco, Texas, and I'm just trying to bring it to the community as far as health and wellness, cooking with cannabis, helping heal that knee pain, that back pain, and everything else that we go through as far as the depression. I have friends that are HIV positive. I have friends that are with stage 4 cancer patients and everything. So even when you go through your chemo, you go through that chemo, you're using a fork and spoon, you have metal mouth, so you cannot even taste your food. But cannabis gives you a little bit of that sense to bring down that chemical compound in your body so that you can enjoy your meal. That's what's also amazing. So that really, really helps.
Incredible.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely, when we get this edited and all ready to go, we will make sure that we get their contact information in there so they can check you out. Like I said, I think that you're definitely, you're doing some good things, and I think that it's awesome that you're able to bring some relief to people in the form of food.
In the form of food.
Hello, because we like food.
And we can put down the opioids. I mean, Big Pharma is already, pockets are overflowing, but at the same time, we need to know what heals the body.
I agree.
And it's simple.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like people don't see me. I'm trying to tell you what's good for the body. I'm not giving you anything that I wouldn't take myself.
Sure.
I am the guinea pig, and everything. So just to kind of share the love is what I do.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, awesome. You're amazing, Michelle.
Thank you, my
for
darling.
coming.
I appreciate you guys having
Yeah,
me.
keep
This has been
cooking your
fun.
food. Keep
Yes.
cooking
Oh,
your
I'm not
food.
going to stop. This is
That's
great.
right.
Absolutely.
Well, we do want to say to our listeners, of course, go check her out because she
Thank
is
you.
excited about what she's doing. Go
I
check
am.
it out. And I'm sure she makes some great butter. I want to check the butter out. And all the other good things you're cooking. We do want to say to our listeners, of course, if you enjoy our show, please be sure you give us a rating both on iTunes and Facebook because we can't do this without you. And hit the subscribe button on YouTube.
And don't forget to head over to startergirls.com and pick up your free gift so we can keep in touch with you. And by the way, on May 15th, we're doing our first in-person event of the year. And you can learn more, register, and get in on this event, which is limited seating, by the way, by going over to our Facebook page at Starter Girls.
That's right.
Awesome.
All right. We're going to leave you guys with a couple final thoughts. Live the life of your dreams. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose instead of the expectations and opinions of others. And that's, again, by Roy T. Bennett. All right. And guys, in order to have success, you must start. Each start begins with the decision. Take care of yourselves and be kind to one another. We'll see you next time.